What is up, my fellow subscribers? You already know who I am. I'm the Ultimate Gamer. I am a 23-year-old, your average 23-year-old who has a passion for video games, professional football, music, animals, and food. And today I'll record another episode for you guys. This will be episode 4 of ThyUltimateGamer Reviews, where it's just a brand new series I'm going to be doing that I'll be reviewing some of my favorite games in my PlayStation 3 collection. I'll give you the pros and cons, such as the presentation, the visuals, the verdict, and the gameplay. And today I'm just reviewing you guys one of my favorite games as of last year. It is sold pretty well, developed by THQ, who is no longer around since they were responsible for the WWE series and also the Saints Row. This game is the sequel to the predecessor. If you guys haven't played it, I suggest you highly play it. And that, my friends, is DarkSiders II Limited Edition. Now, this is a standard copy by Limited Edition. It comes with free DLC for Argyll's Tomb. Unfortunately, this expires pretty soon, and THQ has pretty much shut down, so I don't know if you'll no longer be around to be able to do this video. So without further ado, if you guys enjoyed this video, please smack that like button, comment, and subscribe. It will help me a lot. I love doing these reviews for you kind of guys. And yes, I'm representing my Killzone 3 t-shirt. It is my favorite first-person shooter game. If you haven't checked that out, go check out my review for Killzone 2 and see what you guys think. Now, DarkSiders 2 is the predecessor of the original Darksiders, but DarkSiders 2, you play as the role as Death, who is the most feared legendary horseman embarks on a quest to undo Armageddon. Along the way, he discovers that there are far worse things than earthly apocalypse, and that an ancient grudge may threaten all creation, becoming a terrified force with everything fears but nothing can escape. Death lives in DarkSiders 2. Now, DarkSiders 2 follows the exploits of Death, one of the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, in an action-packed tale that runs parallel to the events of the original DarkSiders game. This epic journey propels Death across an expansive game world as he tries to redeem his brother War, the horseman blamed for prematurely starting the apocalypse in Darksiders. Like the original Darksiders game before, the second game in the series is primarily a hack-and-slash adventure. The game takes place across netherworld environments, including the White City, an outpost where Angel lives, and the Eternal Throne, a floating fortress where the Lords of the Dead stand guard over souls that need to be cleansed. Although Death is the most feared of the Four Horsemen, his physical abilities are very different than his brother, War. Death is more far nimble and relies on a combination of melee and range attacks. In combat, Death's primary weapons is his huge iconic scythe with a wide range of other weapons and usable items that must be gathered as the game progresses. Weapons can be dual-wielded, upgraded armor, and can be acquired for the protection, and Death has access to a terrifying, powerful pale mount. Now, the key features for Darksiders 2 is you're able to destroy entire worlds and battle forces beyond heaven and hell. You can explore startling game world environments, represents of heaven and hell. You can customize your own experience with varied armor sets, weapons, and skill trees along the way to create Death, the ultimate badass. Explore a vast open world, complete dozens of side quests, and customize Death with your full leveling system, skill trees, and endless equipment combinations. Death is a nimble and agile character capable of incredible acrobatic features, allowing the player to explore the world like never before. I will start reviewing that I indeed played the first Darksiders. It was a fantastic game, but I will not make this a comparison between the two. So, story-wise, the story for the game is more of a backdrop for the great level design and combat to play out in a meaningful way that is driving force for the game. Essentially, Death has to be clear the name of his brother War from the original Darksiders, and steps off to do so, but before long is wrapped up in the larger story involving the makers. Suffice is to say the story is there, but nothing but too great, though Death has some funny quips, like telling Crow to be quiet, as he has a sarcastic tone throughout the game, and the game does allow you some dialogue choices as you interact with NPCs. These NPCs serve as trainers for your new combos, weapons, and item dealers, and they provide you your quests and side quests that propel the game forward. Now, the graphics in Darksiders 2 have a wide range, from beautiful to meh, depending on your location. You will notice bland textures and muddy walls in certain areas, but will also see great dungeons and large bosses that pushes the consoles, but never quite to the edge. The game in motion is spectacular. Death has great animations, and every combo you unlock looks a little different, as Death has realistic movements that keep you glued to your screen amidst the fighting chaos. I have heard some of the slowdown in the game, but truthfully have noticed hardly any, so don't let that dissuade you from picking up this game. Okay, the gameplay, this is where Darksiders brings the metaphorical hammer down. Talk about infusing so many elements together in one game. Darksiders borrows ideas from many games such as Legend of Zelda, the dungeons and horse exploration, God of War, the frantic combat based on combos and timing, Prince of Persia, smooth platforming that becomes second nature after a few hours, Diablo, tons of loot and collect, equip, and even a little Assassin's Creed vertically, and Shadow of the Colossus, larger than life bosses. This game is like the ultimate Dutch oven of video game ideas blended in a way that never feels like it rips any game off, but rather plays homage to brilliant ideas that have come before it. Like Z targeting from Zelda, where you can lock onto one enemy and easily flick the right stick to shift as you focus from one enemy to the next, or wall running from Prince of Persia that gives Death a fleet of foot veal versus his bulkier brother, but the game makes its milk in the combat. Trashing multiple enemies just plain feels right on a brighter, the bringer of the apocalypse. The combo timing takes a little bit to get used to, but once you do, you can pull off so many different moves on the ground and air that you will be stomping through hordes of enemies in no time. And the bosses of Darksider 2, wow. The developers from HQ really love huge bosses and won't hesitate to throw back to the back mini bosses at where most games have one a cutscene and then right onto the main boss. The main bosses are a marvel and will rival the Colossus from Shadow of the Colossus in size and scope. Defeating them feels very Zelda-ish, like as you utilize a new item you gain to defeat them. No spoilers here, so sorry no examples are being given for these great battles. With a few core skills, a teleport / summoning means to help you fight, and expands into a very customizable spectrum that begs experimentation. You can respec dev at any time to try new skills you may have originally chosen. The combat is very satisfying. You will find yourself just itching for the next fight to show off that new combo or weapon. Speaking of weapons, here I'm going to talk about the customization. Now, I believe this belongs in its own category, as adding a true loot-based RPG system to the franchise was a genius move. Death is a total badass character, and a beast of that magnitude deserves some badass equipment. Not 5 minutes will go by in this game without you finding a new piece of armor, weapon, secondary weapon, or amulet to deck out Death at how you will see fit depending on the character you like to play. Want a Death built with pure speed? Equip a pair of lightning-fast gauntlets as your second weapon to throw more punches in a second than Panquil throws an entire fight. Want to do more amounts of damage in one swing? Equip a giant axe or a hammer to demolish your foes while sacrificing some of that speed. The level of customization is outstanding and adds to the value of the gameplay. An example, I picked up an Axe of Reading, which restores your health partially, but only when you execute enemies with it. So I immediately found myself considering the situation before using it. Is my health very low? Better beat those enemies close to death than bust out the axe to get the health boost before moving on. What's better is that every piece of equipment looks completely different and immediately affects the look. Even better is still that it is THQ instituted a great system that allows you to pick up equipment or even equip it immediately right after the field. The intensity of the battles are so great, so missed into the battle. I could be fighting 5 enemies at one time. One drops a new weapon that can immediately be compared when I have it to equip it on the main screen. I roll over to it, hold select to equip it in the game, then bam, right after to the middle battle with my new size equipped without missing a beat. More games need these type of systems. Now, the negatives of Darksiders 2, I'm not going to sit here and say Darksiders 2 is a great game, is a perfect game. It has some flaws, but they are diminutive in nature. Sometimes when scaling the wall in order to climb up, you have to be in the middle of the rail. If you are a little off to the right or left, Death will jump straight up instead of climbing. Basically, the game thinks that there's nothing above him to grab, even though there is. You can move less than a centimeter and then kicks in and recognizes the ledge. It will happen a few times to everyone that plays, but again, it's minor. For being in an open world game, there isn't a ton to do in setting of open world. You will ride around on your horse to get from one location to another, but aside from a few hidden chests or a random scalable building, the open world mostly serves on your mechanism for traveling and little everything else. Also, they did not do a good job of showing that what Death can and can't climb, meaning can scurry 15 feet up a wall but can't jump onto a 5-foot ledge. Once you realize this is not affecting you in any way, but it's quite funny to see him wall run and acrobatically swing from post to post, but he can't jump a 5-foot block. Again, all these issues are minor and no way to detract from overall experience, which is an absolute blast. By now you probably want the should I or should not buy this game answer, and I will say absolutely yes. Everyone should experience this game. If you like adventure, puzzle solving, great dungeons, and finely tuned combat, rapid, and replayable value, this game is perfectly for you. It even tracks tons of statistics for you, such as best combo, most damage, and ton of things that get you posted to leaderboards so you can compare against your friends. You can even give items to your friends too. I would say avoid the IGN review at all costs because you know who they are, they're getting paid. As of now, they're only reviewed to give you this less than game than 80. So, DarkSiders II is the perfect game to pick up now and dive into it before the fall, your end bonanza of this game. Go get it right now. And there you have it, guys, is my review for DarkSiders II Limited Edition for the PlayStation 3. Overall, I would give this game a good solid 8.5 out of 10. Do I say it's better than the first one? I wouldn't doubt it, but both the first and second DarkSiders are great. If you want mass open world with epic boss fights, amazing soundtrack, free replayability, great customization, visuals, and character models and music, then I would highly suggest getting DarkSiders 2. This game is more of an adult version of Legend of Zelda. Again, it talks about the combat from Prince of God of War, from the platforming to Prince of Persia and Bayonetta. This game is fantastic. It's worth your time and your patience. This game's about $20 now on Amazon. I would highly suggest picking this game up right now. DarkSiders 2 Limited Edition gets a good solid 8.5 out of 10. I highly recommend it for any hack and slash action adventure role playing games, and this is a must own in my opinion. So there you have it, you guys. It's my review from DarkSiders 2 Limited Edition. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please smack that like button, comment, and subscribe. I will be doing more reviews in the future. Maybe do one weekly. Maybe post two videos a week if I can. Again, congratulations to my subscriber, Craptastic Jack. You reached over 100 subscribers and you made over 100 videos. I'm proud of you, man. Keep doing what you love to do, and as always, be on the lookout for Need for Speed Rivals coming out pretty soon. And then there you have it. I'm the Ultimate Gamer. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. And as always, be on the lookout for more videos right here on my YouTube channel. And stay gaming, my friends.